Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome, and we're back with some more Star Citizen. All right. I want to talk about a couple things, like what are our first steps going to be in the verse? Now, first of all, I want to see if my Toby is working. You obviously don't need a Toby. If you would like to talk to normal people in the verse with your microphone, you can enable level activated voice. You can do a push to click, whatever you happen to want. I'm going to say general on. I don't know if it'll work. I don't think my Toby's hooked up yet. I redid my setup and it's hooked to something, but I don't think it's actually hooked to the computer. I think it's hooked up to the back of the monitor, and I don't think I have that hub hooked up, so completely different. Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome, and we're back with some more Star Citizen. This is our, I don't know, 0 to hero. Maybe we'll play to like our first million or something like that. And we've completed our character. We've created our character. We've bought our account. We have done the tutorial, and now we want to know what our first steps are. So let us figure that out. Let's look to see what our options are contract-wise. We've got a handful. We could do some hauling. This one requires that we move, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, we only have 4 SCU of cargo, so we're not going to do this easily. It'll take us 2 trips to do all of this. This one is 6 SCU. Again, it's going to take us 2. So this really isn't the ship for that sort of stuff. Now, there are courier missions in the game. There aren't any in this system at the moment. If we went to the Nick system to create our character, there are some there, but they do require you to shoot some ships before you can do it, so I don't really think it was worth it. There may or may not be some in Pyro. I haven't checked in a little while. There used to be some nice easy ones you could use for that, but they're not there. Investigation. This is going to be an FPS style mission that you're going to need to do. Bounty Hunter. Now, we could look at getting our very first Bounty Hunter license, and we might be able to do that with the ships we have access to at the moment. You also have this, which is be a ground one, right? So you're going to land on a planet. You're going to have to walk or drive in because they are going to have armed turrets shooting you. So you won't be able to get your spaceship very close. So we're going to ignore those for a moment. Our options with the ships we have are probably going to fall under mercenary or collection. Collection deals with Wicklow. Wicklow is an alien that's here, and you can trade in items and he will give you a reward. This is essentially the beginnings of crafting, where you have to come together 6 different ingredients, you turn them in, and you get something. It's given to you as a trade rather than a craft, but that's the basic idea. And you can get some cool stuff that way, but it's kind of a slow grind, and I'm not super interested in it at the moment. We could also do similar missions for Rayari, where we bring things in and turn them in. So for instance, if we can come up with 5 Rata dung, we could turn that in, and we could find those on the planet in theory, or other places. You could do those. And in fact, there is some missions that will tie into that. For instance, call invasive creatures. So we could go here to Microtech, which is the planet right below us at the moment, and we could shoot various types of invasive species. It'll give us a list of what we need and how many. This is a really good mission to do at this level. It pays 55. It doesn't take anything special. They're pretty easy. You can do them from your ship. They take a little while, and finding the populations can be kind of a pain. So I'm going to skip it for the moment, not because it's a bad idea, but just because I don't think it's going to be a great YouTube view, if that makes sense. Reduce overpopulation is similar. This one is specific to Copions, which are kind of like a wolf, a predator. Easily done from the ship. You can land and use your rifle as well, but they will attack you if you're on the ground. So pay attention to that. Now, we do have a couple others. We've got the security contractor evaluation, where they want us to go to the security center, and we will help the security professionals there, and that will start building faction with Eckhart Security. Alternatively, we could do a very similar mission, and we could do it for Foxwell. Finally, there is a combat school, Gilly's Flight School. We are more than capable of handling, I think, the single target and maybe even the multi-target options. Once again, those are very similar to this initial bounty hunter right there. Let's go ahead and let's go get ourselves some armor. I think we can get that here. We'll find out in a second. And a gun, because we don't have that at the moment. We have a spacesuit and a helmet. Oops, I just need to go to lobby. Hold down F to get your arrow, and then you can select lobby. And we are on the space station. So each city, major city, has a space station in geosynchronous orbit above it with various opportunities. You can see we've got a hot dog stand here. If we were hungry or thirsty, we could take care of that. If we wanted to bind our character to this station so that when we die, we pop up here rather than down at the planet, we could go into the medical clinic and use our insurance terminal to do that. If we did that, we would respawn right here at the Easy Hab, which is essentially a capsule hotel, right? We're gonna come here, we use the elevator. We could have ridden up to that guy, but I wanted to look at ourselves. We've got a cargo center, a Galleria, and the hangars and habs. We are at hangars and habs. We are gonna go to Galleria. I'm gonna hit F2 to bring up our map. And you can see we've got an armor shop, Platinum Bay, which is gonna sell ship components, administration, and a bar. A Casaba, which is clothing, and then we've got a food court. We just want the armor shop at the moment. And here we are. So we could buy whatever we wanted. Now, I recommend heavy armor for your chest and head, and then whatever you want for medium and legs. Light for legs generally. Your leg armor is going to slow you down the most. Total load, total weight is going to cause you to slow down as well. But leg armor, just in general, causes the most. So let's go ahead and we're going to go take a look at what we want here. So we're going to go to armor. Torso is also going to determine the backpack you can carry. And we can choose what we want. Now, if you're going to go hard into PvP FPS, you're going to want dull colors. You don't want to be seen easily. No brinky lights, none of that, right? The rest of this is cool, but not really that important. So we don't have a lot of money. We've got 109,000. I am going to select, what am I going to select? Probably this. This is generally what I go for. Now that's heavy, that's medium. Now we could get a couple different colors. But I'm going to go boring, I think. This is all light, light, light. We could go for this ADP core. It has some cool colors, and it is heavy. This woodland looks kind of cool. Let's go for the woodland. I kind of like the twilight. You know what? We're playing this for us, not for them. I'm going to go for the ADP Core Twilight. Now, it's not as expensive as the other was, right? So we can see we got a damage reduction of 40% versus light armor, which is a damage reduction of 20%. We're good from temperatures of minus 75 to 105. If we come down here to the Morozov, minus 90 and 115, but it costs more money. I don't plan on having us outside a lot at the moment, so I'm going to just go cheaper and prettier. I'm going to buy ADP Core Twilight, and we're going to buy that. I'll just buy one. Oh, and the bug has got me here where I can't buy. Oh, there we go. Popped up. Now I'm going to need a helmet. I have a helmet. We don't have to buy one, but our helmet is light. So I'm going to look for something heavy. Can we buy that Twilight color? We can. There we go. So we'll go for the helmet that goes with it, that matches the color. Another 5,000. We're spending money kind of quick here, so be careful. Later on, this stuff isn't going to matter. You're not even going to think about it. But when you're starting, it's a much bigger deal. We're going to want some legs. Now, they have heavy legs. They are going to make us slower. Let us go ahead and get rid of that and see if we can find something that's a similar color that's maybe lighter, right? So these are all heavy. Whoops. There we go. It did die. Oh, no, it's back. It's just a little slow today. Let's go back to legs again. We don't want ADP. We want... Those are heavy. Those are light. I'm not seeing much that looks like it matches what we have. Sea green's not too far off. Should we go for that? Those are light. We'll go for that. Buy one. Now we need some arms. I think for the moment, I'm just going to go for the Twilight arms. Excuse me. I know. Whoops. Come on. Did we lose it for well and good this? Oh, this time it may be. All right, that time it actually did die. Now I could just type Twilight here. There we go. Oh, we could get lighter. These are what? Those are medium? Do we have legs? There's even an under. Okay. Don't buy all. We don't have legs though, right? Only the heavy legs? Only the heavy legs. Okay, so our legs are fine. I'm going to buy... I don't think that's the same color. But you know what? We're going to go with it anyway. We'll go for the medium arms. And I think, just because we can, I'm going to go for the suit as well. Again, it's $1,000. We'll make that money back. Don't worry. So, the last thing we need is a backpack. There's no backpacks here? No. Now, we have a heavy torso, so we can carry heavy backpacks. Whoops, get rid of my search item here. So we could wear something like this. That's a light, medium, light, medium, heavy. We'll go with the heavy. You can see they have, this one carries 150K, this one carries 180K. If you're gonna loot, you want a bigger backpack. For our purposes, you know what, this one's a lot cheaper. I looked at the price of that one. We'll go for this one. And we'll buy that. Now, we're gonna need a gun. So let us go for personal weapons. There's a lot of options here, and you can find a lot of different thoughts about this. I like just the regular P4 AR rifle. I think it's very good. The P8 SC submachine gun is also very good. For our purposes right now, it doesn't matter. If you like the shotguns, they're pretty cool too. You can see they've got an effective range of 20. Whereas our custodian here doesn't give us apparently a range. If we go to this one, nope. Let's go down to my old standby, the P4 AR. This has an effective range of 50. I'm just gonna go with this. I like this one. We could go a Gallant. This is actually a really good rifle as well. This one is energy, whereas this one is ballistic. Otherwise, you know, your mileage may vary. This one right here, you see, has an effective range of 30. Good rate of fire. We're just going to go for here. So the P4 AR, I'm going to buy that. Now, I'm going to need ammo for it. So I'm just going to type in P4 up here. Oh, can we not buy armor for that one here? Oh, I'm on personal weapon. Let me go to, let's just go to all. P4. There we go. There's our magazine. So I'm going to buy... I'm going to buy 20. Whoops. Did it die on me again? Died on me again. I'm going to buy 20. Again, I expect to get more. No, you know what? I'm going to buy 10. I'm going to buy 10. Hopefully we'll find more. We'll just buy 10. That's another 2,000. Like, our money's going. We're down to 86,000. So there are some other stuff that we could get. There are some other accessories, attachments we could get. Ammo falls under this category. We probably are going to want a scope of some sort, but we can probably get one off of, we can probably loot them. You know what? I'll go ahead and buy one now. We'll probably find something better. I'll buy this. It's a 2x. Notice it's size 1. I happen to know our rifle takes a size 1 optic. So I'm going to go for that. Now, next thing we're going to want potentially Consumables is going to be some med pens. I'm going to buy 4 of these because I can put 4 on this suit of armor. We'll find more. But to have them to start with, I'm going to go there. And the other thing we're going to want probably is a tractor beam of some sort. Let's go ahead and we'll find a terminal and we'll put on all our gear. Is that one right there? No. Should be somehow here. Downstairs maybe? Are there not some on this one? We can do it in the hangar. So one over here by the clothing shop. Nope. A little surprised. One in the bar. Huh. A little surprised there's not one here. Okay, well, we'll wait on that then. My favorite station, Green Glade, has one right outside here in the center, right? So it's easy to find and use. You can get what you need. Okay, so we're going to go up to the cargo area. I think that's going to be our next place. Oh, you know what actually I should have got? I know we bought some food down on the main planet, but I didn't buy any here. Now, I could go to the food court to get them, but I believe we can get them here. Consumables. No, is it? Drinks? Nope, I guess we can't. Okay, well, we'll worry about it later. We might be able to get some at the cargo center, which is where we're heading next. So I'm going to go up to the cargo center. Again, hold down F to get my arrow. Up we go. I'm going to put my helmet back on because it's off at the moment. Now, people are jerks, and they like to stop you from moving around because they're jerks. So they move all those in there. Don't be one of those assholes. There we go. Here we go. Storage access. We can do what we want to do right here. So, if you want to change undersuits, you must take everything off. Oh, we did have some armor. They did give us light armor. We could have done this without spending any of that money. I'm an idiot. I wasn't paying attention. That's okay, though, because I still wanted to change, because I want to be pretty. Fashion is everything, even in space. We'll get our backpack on, just dragging them out. Now we're going to get 2 attachment points to our backpack, one on either side. I'm going to drag this out. Now, we can just equip it that way. And I'm going to do that for now, but there are other ways to do that, but right now I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to right-click on this. I'm going to equip all, and it will equip all of them to my belt right there. And I'm going to do the same thing for my ammo. And it will put them on my chest rig right there, and I will put the last 2. Oh, this one holds 8. Nice. The last 2 in there. Now, unfortunately, our legs don't quite fit. But that's okay. We'll just have to live with that for now. Again, I don't want to spend too much money. Now ultimately what we need is a tractor beam. And we can also get some additional medical benefits out of this. So we're going to come over here to the cargo center. If you just want to do cargo, that's a really cool gray cat suit of armor. We also can buy some clothes here. We are going to go to here, and I think it is under personal weapons? It is. We can buy a large tractor beam for big stuff. We're just going to buy this one, a multi-tool. I'm going to buy that, and notice it says attachment sold separately. It's $485, it's not very much. And now we're going to buy some attachments. Arms attachment. I want a couple things. I want a tractor beam attachment. I'm going to buy that right here. Now, we could also use this for mining. I've never run out of a tractor beam battery. Don't worry about buying one. Or SRT batteries. Or we could do some repair work with this as well. I'm going to ignore both of those for the moment. I'm just going to get that. But we could... did it crash again on me? This is one of the more annoying bugs in a while. It's not hugely effective, but it does annoy me. We can go to consumables. Food, drink. I'm just going to buy 2 of these. I'm going to make it my backpack, so it will go right to there. And we will buy 2 of these so we have some food. All right. Now, oh, I forgot. I didn't make that one go to my backpack. We have we had one out here, right? I forgot to change the purchase location for the tractor beam. Sue me. All right, let's get over here. So I'm going to take the tractor beam. I'm going to put it on my belt. Now I can put this a couple different places. I have just put it in a sidearm location, I think. I could also put it over here, and then I could put a sidearm or a medical gun there as well. Now, I will show you. We'll go letter number 5. We'll open this. If I hit the letter J, I can customize this. Then we do the same with the gun to put the scope on, but because this is an armistice zone, I can't pull the gun out right here, so I couldn't show it that way. Now we can just arrow over. Why doesn't it scroll? It should. Did I not pick it up? Hold on. J to turn it off. Did I not put it in my backpack? I did not put it in my backpack. I'm still an idiot. That needs to be here. Now we can hit 5. We can hit J. And now we can hit multi-tool. And there we go. Now we can select it. Notice it fills it in behind us, and hit J. And now it's a tractor beam. And I can holster it. Now, because I was using my scroll wheel, it slowed me down. I'm going to hit the scroll wheel to speed me back up. One more thing. I don't remember if we can... You can get a medical attachment for this as well. I don't remember if we can buy that at the hospital here or not, but we're going to go find out. Because it's right here anyway. We'll go to the pharmacy and see what we can get. Pharmacy is right here. So you can see we can buy all sorts of stuff. I'm going to buy a lifeguard medical attachment. And you can see right here, this is it. It works on a gray taft tool. Lightweight, treatment option, perfect for handling job site emergencies and alleviating symptoms, right? We could also buy one of these, which will go in your sidearm spot. It can only go in your sidearm spot. So you either buy a gun or you buy this. I'm going to buy this right now because it's cheaper, but I do generally use the med gun and only use this for that sort of stuff. So you could definitely buy it. So once again, I forgot to select my backpack, but we'll move it over when I get down into the hangar. So we're good. We've got everything we need now. I'm going to go down to the hangar and we will accept a mission. Now, we should still have a hangar available here for us because we flew into one. So even though I didn't pull a ship up at the moment, yep, there's our hangar. If I wanted to pull, say, a medium-sized ship up, I would have to do it there. I would not have a medium hangar already spawned. I'll go ahead and pull this ship up.
Welcome to the ASOC.
And you know what? I think for the moment... Oh, I forgot. I forgot something. I'm going to pull this one up. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab this item, and then I'm going to run back up to the cargo because I forgot something. That's an interesting duplication. We've got the gun here, but it shows here as well, as does all of our armor. But not the medical thing we just bought. So our instance hangar is not synced. I don't know if I'm going to get away with this or not. No, okay. It's got a weird sync issue, and it's not pulling up our ship either, is it? Okay, that's fine. Haven't seen that bug before, but it is Star Citizen. I did want to go back up anyway and buy something. What we're going to do is we're going to buy one SCU cargo container, just for us. And the reason is because when we loot, we're going to want to bring back as much loot as we can when we're starting. As you play on the game, looting's probably not worth it. You can make your money elsewhere. Let me grab that. No, this one is also showing that. Oh, we might have hosed up the whole game completely. What it probably means is the server's about to crash. Once again, tilde will bring this up. That's the command. It's going to bring us some information there. Let's check if this one's up to date. Nope. It's all reverted back. Interesting. Okay. We're going to get a container like this, right? And the idea is when we're down on the planet, we can get a bunch of stuff, throw it in one of these and bring it back and sell it. Or maybe decide what we want. Can we get container? That's what I want. And I just want. So this is a little guy. It's 1/8 SCU. It's easy to move into places. You can use it for storage, but I'm just going to go and get a regular one SCU container. It's 2100, so it's not cheap. You could, but it'll hold 8 times what this does for a little less than twice the price. Notice if we go up to a 2 SCU, it costs more than twice. So this is, in my opinion, the efficient way to do it. Now, I don't know if we're going to see that or not. I have a sneaking suspicion I should leave the game and come back. Nope, it showed up, and now our medical stuff shows up as well. All right, let me take that. Now what happens is I can add that to there and heal myself there. I've got the med pens to heal me, and I can put that in when I'm in less of an emergency situation and do that. And there is our 1 SCU container. Now it's too big for us to carry. You can see it has a volume of, I don't know, like 1 million or something, and we can only carry 150,000 in our backpack, which is exactly why we want it. Now, one of the lessons of Star Citizen is nothing happens quickly. It takes a while to get set up. So don't say, I'm going to get on for 15 minutes and get a lot done. Now, maybe if you're all ready to go, you could potentially get going with a quick, say, bounty hunter mission, right? Hop in your fighter, go out, take a bounty hunter mission. But generally speaking, expect everything to take more time than you really think it should.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
I'm going to bring that. Oh, that one definitely got us that time.
To the ASOP
now we can retrieve it.
Vehicle has please visit us again.
There we go. I think last time it probably would have worked, but I forgot because it wasn't here, I needed to make 2 clicks. Is this up to date now? It is. Okay. The next thing we want to do is we need to bring that cargo container up. We can get it. We can't get it out of our personal inventory because it's too big. It's too heavy for us to carry. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this freight manager. We're right here next to the freight elevator. We've got a freight manager here. I'm going to send the elevator down. And then from there, I can move whatever I have into storage onto it. And we are going to move that container on. Select it, move it to the elevator, bring it back up. There's a bug, whereas if you don't watch the whole transfer up and down, occasionally it bugs out. Your items disappear, but it's still, there's a desync issue where it's still on the elevator, but you can't see it or interact with it. But it takes up space, so next time you would have that much less space. So for instance, this one holds 120. If it bugged out, it would still be there in that space. I wouldn't be able to put anything else there, but I also wouldn't be able to see that or access it. Now we hit 5, we've got our tractor beam. I'm going to just left mouse button to shoot the trigger, that grabs it. I can use the mouse wheel to move it back and forth. or just drive it around, and we are going to load it into the back of our ship. Remember, we have 4 SCU of space in here. Left click to let it go again. There's a full range. If you get too far out, it will automatically drop it or not be able to pick it up, depending. And we're going to move in here. We have a cargo grid here, so we can see. We'll just snap it right to there. Hit R to holster hold R to holster our sidearm. And we can bring out our rifle now. There's our scope. Left shift. There we go. So this is a 1 or 2. All right. So I'll leave it at 2 so it's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and take a seat, and then we'll open our missions and we'll figure out what we want to do. But we're set up for some FPS stuff now. I'm going to hold Alt-R this time to turn everything on. I'm going to hit F1 to open my Moby Glass and select contracts. And now I'm going to pick this one first. Every bad guy we shoot is going to pay us some additional money. Extra 500. So I'm going to select that one. Now I'm going to come down here and we're going to take, how about this security? This is the cheapest one. We'll go for it initially. This is a mission for Eckhart Security. We need to go to MT Security Center, that's Microtech Security Center, on Calliope. That's a moon. So we'll accept that. Now we're going to track it. And now when we go to our map, we will see it on our map there. And I can select here and select potentially it. Sometimes you have to back up. We'll see. I could make a map here. There it is. I'm going to cancel that real quickly. And we're just going to fly out of here and then see if we can manually fly there. I hit Alt-N to ask for a hangar request. But remember, I could have done that from the communications MFD down here. Right there. Interestingly enough, it is not moving my... Z and F aren't moving me around. Wow, it's very buggy today. We'll see if we can fly. Yeah, it's letting us fly okay. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, somebody's out here causing trouble. Not sure. Let's get out of the way. Alt-T clears the target if you have somebody targeted. You don't want them targeted anymore. Turn that off. Now our speed jumps way up because I changed my master mode.
Landing gear raised.
We're going to come out here, though, and we're going to get out of here quickly. You can see the moon automatically lights up. And away we go. As long as you pay attention, you can usually warp away before anybody can do stuff to you. Not always, but usually. So we're at Calliope now. You can see our bug for our... I'm going to hit X real fast to stop us because I forgot beforehand. For everything else, if we turn this off and on, it'll show us what's actually in there. I'm going to go ahead and put the extra points into the engine and 1 more point into the guns. This ship has guns. The tutorial one didn't, but our expedition, remember, has 4 guns. But I'm not in gun mode. Let's switch over. Now, once again, it's not letting me look to the side, which is kind of weird. But we'll go to here where we can see those. We've got more here because our quantum takes a lot more up than our shields. Our shields are kind of poo. So now we can shoot. All right. I need to move us back to quantum mode, though, if we're going to jump. I believe that's our area. We will let it spool up. We'll find out when we get there. Oh, hold on. If I hit here, let's turn that off so we can see what we're doing. HG36 YBGR. Yep, that's it. So we didn't set a site here. We just kind of pointed at where we wanted to go. Sometimes that's faster than trying to set to use the navigation computer. Sometimes it just doesn't like you. Now, we're helping defend a site, so this means that Microtech Security controls this place, right? So we don't have to worry about turrets shooting us. I'm going to come in a little bit hot. Remember, there's only so fast we can go, but I don't want to go so fast I can't stop in time and crash into the planet, because I have done that. I can hit tab. That'll give us a little ping that will highlight the planet. You can see on the right is our altitude. We're 7,500 meters up and rapidly coming down. We can right-click to get into our view here. If we hold right-click, we can zoom, and there we go. We can see there is a ship there. I'm going to go ahead at this point and put on my shields. There may, or usually there's not anybody out, but you never know, and we don't want to get shot. This one, there could be people inside and outside. And in fact, if they're outside, I recommend shooting them with your ship guns before you get out. Notice Microtech controlled area. I'm going to slow us down a little bit here. It's dark. It's always dark when I fly into some place. It's just the rules. Come in nice and slow here. I'm going to put out my landing gear.
Landing gear deployed.
I'm going to look around. I don't see any bad guys outside at the moment. Now, it does say enter facility and prepare. So I believe that means we're pretty safe landing out here. I'm just going to put us down right here. Control. There we go. I'm going to turn off my engines. I'm going to keep the lights on, though.
Engines offline.
Get up out of my seat. Now, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to open this, and because I know I want to be a loot goblin, I'm going to pull up my tractor beam. Remember, it's 5 in this case. And I'm going to fall on my ass, tripping over a rock, which definitely happens. C gets you up from crouch, or crouches you if you want. Get it out a little bit farther, it'll stay in front of you. We're going to take this with us down. That way we can loot quickly. Notice it is minus 58 degrees. Remember, I told you that different armors have different temperature that they're good for. We're going to go down to the sub-level. Now, your strategy for this may be different than mine. I like to sit close to the engine entrance because they don't spawn on the this big elevator and come from behind me. These are all friendlies. Everywhere you see a green arrow, that's a friendly character you don't want to shoot. If you shoot them, it cancels the contract and gives you a criminal stat because you just killed an innocent. Right, so I'm going to start by just placing this more or less out here in the middle of nowhere. Maybe I'll put it right there for now. And you can see our next attack is in 58 seconds. I'm going to hit 1 to pull out my rifle. I'm going to sit right here. Zoom back and forth here, get good view. Duck down if you need to heal yourself or shoot sideways. Q and E tilt you. Now, I have it set to toggle, but that's something you can change in the game settings. We'll wait our 15 seconds. These guys will fight back. You don't get penalized if they die, though. Now, the AI has become considerably better in the last couple patches for this sort of stuff. So be careful. All right, so they're going to start spawning in various elevators and entrances throughout the system that are normally closed to you. The door's going to open and a bunch of dudes are going to come out. There'll probably be some to the right. Yep, now see they're shooting. Oh, those are bad guys. Notice they don't have a... one went that way. Automatically reload. We can hit R to reload as well. One we know went that way. All right, we're down to 50%. He's pushing. I'm going to push with him. They came out of that door there, by the way. And this is where my mic died. So we're going to recreate this as best we can. We're going to see about grabbing some other guns. It's got no ammo in it. But maybe he's got some on him. He does. Grab a grenade. And now we got to go find that guy. There he is. Now, when you're doing these types of missions, I actually think you're better off without a silencer. If they hear you, they'll come looking for you. You can sit back and hide in a place like this. If you're silent, you got to go looking for them. Q and E will let you lean left or right. I have mine set to toggle, but you can set it to hold. And so if you let go of the button, it automatically lets go. All right, there's one more guy down there somewhere. Oh, no, I lied. We're doing the 42 seconds before the next wave. So I'm just grabbing some stuff. I'm going to throw it near my cargo container so I can grab it later. And we've got a cargo loot container here. So these come in a bunch of different types. Little ones like this have essentially utility gear, ammo, food, that sort of stuff. There's some that have helmets in them. There are red ones that have armor or weapons. You can find kind of whatever. We kind of get hosed in this one. Oh my god. Physics gone a little wonky. Guns gone wild. Let's get back in our cover and wait for the next rig. Wave, excuse me, I can't talk. We expect 2 more to come from the right because that's what came last time. There's one. Once again, he's going to disappear behind that pillar. Still up. He's just hiding. There we go. Do we push? Sure. Nobody coming up the stairs over there. I saw him that time, but clearly I didn't when I did it the first time. There he is. Down he goes. Now we're hoping that the noise we made will draw the rest of them up the stairs over there. The stairs bring up straight back over there, and they have a couple options. They can go to the left or the right, or up the middle on that scaffolding. He's got some cool looking armor. So our goal is to get down to where we have enough of them dead that we get an indicator of where each of them are. There we go. Now it's going to help us clean up the last few of them. We can see there's 2 coming up the stairs and 1 more down on the lower level. Quick reload. That one ran back down the stairs. He said, I don't want none. He's peeking, but we peeked better. Down it goes. Eventually. So that last one is downstairs. Now, I think I mentioned earlier that if you wanted to loot a friendly body, you should do it before the mission's over, right? Before the contract's over. So now's the time for us to go down and look for them. With him hiding down there, we're reasonably safe to check out this top level. So this type of item you can use to trade in for different things. It's essentially, you use them for some collection missions. If you get like 30 of them, you can turn them in as trade in for a suit of armor or something like that. That'll be your Wicklow style missions. This one has a better scope, I think, is what I was trying to pick it up for. And then it gives me problems. It says swap, which means it says it doesn't want to store it by itself. But I think it did. Just back here looking for more loot crates. Not finding anything. I didn't remember if I'd seen this one before, and I didn't. So here we go. We've got a friendly. He's got different type of armor. So if I want to get this kind of security level armor, I need to get it off of him before the mission ends. So I'm going to drag him all the way up here. Slam him into the wall a couple times for no apparent reason. Going to go ahead and dump what I've already found, just to give me more backpack room. Grab my ammo back in case something happens that I'm not expecting. A little bit of ammo from him. Now that button there switches over to show you like their entire gear. Realistically, the only thing I recommend grabbing is helmets. It sells the most for the space, unless you're particularly looking for a type of armor. In which case, obviously, grab it all. And again, this is the whole point of us bringing this container in, is so we can loot goblin everything. I don't really do much of this, but when you're just starting, it might help to get some additional weapons or armor, some extra looks, just to make you feel better about yourself. If you get it all back, you can make a few thousand extra UEC out of the mission. Oh, I didn't want to put that one in my backpack. I try to pick it up, but I think it kicks my butt. It just doesn't want to pick up. It wants to select other things. Even though it's highlighted, it wanted to go after the guy lying there. It's just an undersuit at the end of the day, so it's not something we need. I do, however, like that gun with that scope. We'll grab it, and we'll grab this one. I'm going back and forth between holding F to get that menu, which wasn't really helping me, or just tapping F to bring this one up. All right. Let's go to make sure we got our extra clips ready for reloads if we need them. Maybe it's time to go hunt that guy down. I recorded this like 10 hours ago, so I'm trying to remember exactly how it went. I wanted that gun with that scope, but mostly I just wanted the scope. And I struggled trying to get the right gun picked up. I think it... Well, soon we start to have a weird desync with our inventory. But I don't remember when it comes up, but it is soon. There we go. Got the better scope on that one. Then we'll get some extra magazines that actually match the gun we have. I'm going to go and toss that in my inventory so I can add that one on my belt. Grab an extra grenade. And maybe we'll grab some armor too. Here's our desync. See, we already turned that stuff in a while ago. I fight with this for a little bit. Let's cut ahead to hunting down this last guy. Another friendly. There he is. And shoot him in the face. Now, unfortunately, the timer starts for the next wave. The third wave is obviously the hardest. This is going to give us kind of our boss level dudes in heavy armor. But also with the best stuff. Realistically, what I should have done was just ran through the first two waves quickly. And then just looted the third wave guys. Unless there was a friendly whose gear or armor I wanted before this wave started. Went ahead and healed myself real quick. Put that back, and now I'm trying to find a gun. And because of the weird desyncs, I'm really struggling to find a gun that I have ammo with. I've got two of them in my backpack. I just can't get them in my hand. So in the end, I decide this one has ammo. We'll go ahead and give it a whoa. Give it a whoa? Give it a go. I can't talk. I'm sorry. We know we're going to have two guys coming from the right. 33 rounds should be enough. Now you can see he has different armor with the big backpack. Backpacks are hard to find in the game. Notice everybody else up to this point didn't have one. So if you're trying to loot backpacks, you need kind of this level of bad guy. We are out of out of ammo in one of them, and the other one didn't have any ammo to start with. So I got to figure out how to get this going. I just dropped that one. All right, finally the desync is going and I can get going. Question is now, do I push or do I stay? Oh, hide. Pushing from the left and the right, I believe. Yep. The AI has gotten better. There's a guy in the middle, too. Quick reload. I should have ducked first. This time I ducked and reloaded. We still have the guy in the middle. Oh, maybe we have the guy on the right. Maybe it was the guy in the middle that we just got. All right, now we're down to the last few guys. Two of them are down. That one's pushing us. Other two are still downstairs. Doesn't look like they want to come up. Maybe that guy right in the center there. Nope, he's staying. Grabbing this, but that guy is going to come up the stairs. Could have taken a shot there, hesitated. That was a mistake. Quick heal. These guys are all in full heavy armor. All right, that guy's staying down. I'm looking to see if we can get a shot from up here, but he's too far back. Down he goes. That's the end. So now we got paid, but we have 30 minutes to get out of the AO. We're trespassing. At that point, they'll start shooting us. I'm going to try to... Well, maybe I didn't grab the LMG. I think at this point, I mostly just run around and see what extra loot I want to get. I don't remember how much time I spent doing that, though. I tell you what. I'm going to run around, pick up loot, and we'll be back when I'm ready to leave the facility. Alright, the only thing notable that you missed was that I grabbed a backpack. I've already moved the crate over here. I did one quick run back around to make sure I didn't miss anything I wanted. So back to the surface we go. With our ill-gotten booty. This was a much longer video than I expected. And there we go. Star Citizen strikes again. The roof ate our crate. Why things aren't physicalized more, I don't know. It's gone. I do have one more idea, though. I'm looking to see if we can see it up here. All that stuff we got disappeared into the roof due to a bug. I don't know why crates and other items can disappear through the walls of ships and buildings and stuff so easily. But they do. Alright, so our goal here is to just fly up to the roof and see if we can see it. We can always hover ahead, hop out, grab it, and get back in if we can. Oh, we have a tractor beam. We don't have to get out.
Engines online. Takeoff complete.
And I'm not seeing it. Nope. But I do get a little careless with my speed. That is why I leave the landing gears down and your shield on. All right, time to leave. Headed back towards Microtech, going to check our contracts.
Quantum drive is now off.
I was looking to see if we got paid the extra 500 per guy that we shot. I don't remember, and I forgot to look when we just watched the video to see if it showed us getting the 500. But we did okay. We're up to 95,000. So what's next? This is another one to open up a different faction. So we've got these others from Eckert now. Now we've done the first mission. Now we've got additional missions that are available for us. This one right here is an outdoor one at a hub. Well, I take it back. It's not. It could be outdoor. This one is not, though. It's inside the loading facility. The problem is when we just did the last mission and we finished it, we had 30 minutes to leave before we were caught for trespassing. You get that same issue here, but these big hubs have more than one zone. So the actual, which one is it? The shipping area here, it's going to count down to 30 minutes after we do it. But if we leave the shipping area, we're instantly going to be trespassing in the new areas. They don't get a timer, or at least they didn't. I haven't done it in a while. It may have been fixed. So you had to finish your mission, loot, and then sprint out without shooting back at any of the guards that are trying to kill you because you're trespassing. If you shoot them, then the turrets and stuff are going to shoot you. Well, they're going to shoot at you anyway, but you'll go to jail if you shoot back. So your goal is to get out and get out somehow, but meanwhile the turrets have probably blown up your ship that's parked right outside. So it could be a pain in the ass. I would park over a hill, drive a ground vehicle in, use that to get in and out, and that because the turrets won't shoot at ground vehicles. I'm sorry, I'm listening to myself in my head as I do this, and it's messing me up. All right, we're back to Microtech, to New Babbage.
Quantum drive is now off.
I'll come in for landing. I think I was saying that when you're looking for a landing port, the spaceport, whatever it is, there's usually a white light that blinks. It's hard to see in the bright light and the glare that we have today, but there is a bright blinking light up there. Now, at New Babbage, it's easy to find the spaceport because it's off to the side, and the railroad tracks lead to it. So you can find it, but it depends on what system you're at.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Or we will place it in stock.
Shields online.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay. Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Now, if you notice, it hasn't told us which one is ours. And there's no doors opening. Like I said, there was a lot of weird desync issues that, today. Again,
Please
hearing my
proceed to
voice
assigned landing bay.
is messing up my speeching patterns. My speeching patterns? I think that just proves it. Anyway, I'm continually going to try to get a landing bay assigned to us. There it is. So by clicking the right button, you can get this nose camera view. And it's a lot easier to fly from sometimes, although you don't get as much information as you do from flying in the cockpit seat. And we'll hit the auto land button.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
All systems offline.
Well, we're back. Alive. We completed the mission, even if we lost the loot. But I've just realized that I forgot to refuel and repair the ship. Excuse me. So if you hit the landing, that's your option to refuel. Repair, replace missiles, whatever you need to do. I'm sure I had something very witty to say this entire time, but I don't remember what it is. I have no idea why I'm running around. Oh, I was talking about repair. So in some of the hangars, you'll actually see a drone. The repair drones up on the side of the walls. At some point, repair and refueling will become physicalized. So if you do a repair, the drones will fly down and they'll repair your ship, and you'll see that. And a refueling truck will roll out with a hose and connect up to wherever your refuel nozzle is.
Welcome.
But that's not in the game yet.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
All right, we have an Intrepid. Everybody has an Intrepid as of the time of recording this until they update the game as part of the expo. So we're going to fly it. It happens to be one of my ships in the game, and we may as well take use of it. You are occasionally going to get ships assigned to you this way. If you have a monthly subscription, you get 1 to 2 ships every month depending on your subscription level, and anytime a new ship comes to the game, you get 10 days to fly it for free. In this case, we just have a game, we have an extra ship due to the IAE Expo thing. But this is one of the ships that you could buy potentially for a starter ship. And at a discounted rate, it might be the best ship for the money. So we're going to give it a go. There's a couple ships in the game with kind of an asynchronous kind of design style. Asynchronous isn't the word. Not balanced, whatever that is. Both of them are made to look a little bit like the Millennium Falcon. Go to the back here. This is our engineering area. There's our engineering panel. And these 2 doors, one on each side, open up to show your cargo. You've got 4 cargo slots there. It can only handle 1 or 2 SCU cargo containers. And you can open and close it from in here or from outside. And then this is kind of your living quarters. You've got a bed. You've got a suit locker that doesn't do anything yet. A couple gun lockers that do work. Got a nice little refrigerator that you can open and put stuff in. Got a bathroom. Got that little dinette just like the Millennium Falcon had. There's your toilet right there. Put it back in and take a shower. And obviously your bed was there. This is one big size 4 gun. Just to the right of the cockpit. And it can mess some stuff up. It does have VTOL. I don't remember if I hit it here or not. The wingtips, there we go. That's our VTOL. The wingtips flip up and the engines point down. That's me showing you where the VTOL icon is. All right, I'm going to go grab a contract now that we've got the door opening. We're going to go for our bounty hunter training. Now, we have to pay 500 for this, but it will give us our bounty hunter certification, and we'll start to get bounty hunter missions. I don't think you need it to get the PvP missions, and in fact, you can see those missions up above there. There were 13 of them. So if you want to get right into PvP bounty hunting, go for it. You're a better man or woman than I. Well, if you're any kind of woman, you're a better woman than I, because I'm a pretty bad woman, I think. Set the bar low there. All right, we've got our contract. We are just going to go straight up. I wasn't paying attention. Was that where I almost ran into a ship on the way out? I think it was. Don't just park in front of the hangars. It's a good way to have somebody run into you. And just straight up and out. G-forces, all the blood running from our head. I slowed down a little too aggressively there. All right, where do we need to go? So this one's just on the other side of the planet. I do 2 of these bounty missions. I think this one is against another ship. If it tells you that it is a very low threat ship, or it tells you like it's a small multi-crew ship or something like that, then it's ships. If it doesn't say anything like that, then it's a dude on the ground. And you're either going to have to go into a facility or shoot him outside, but he's on foot. So it's going to dump us about 40 kilometers out. I'm going to come in hot in quantum nav mode. And then usually right around 20 kilometers, I'll switch over to SCM, get my shields charged up. So I'll be ready to go by the time we actually find the target.
Shields on.
Taking the time to make sure everything gets set up. We got plenty of power. We can run everything in this. But I don't want to come flying in on quantum mode, flip it over to SCM mode, and find out I only have 1 pip in guns. Or my shields are turned off or something like that. So just quick pause to get it all set up once. Once it's set up, it's set up. So we're just cruising in a little over 500 meters per second. All right. Updated the objective.
Contact.
There he is.
Shields on.
Now, usually, it's not going to show you the guy right away. It's going to say approach and scan for the target. And then when your scan finds it, you'll be able to go after him. Because this is the kind of a tutorial one for the bounty hunting, it shows you where he is right away. I'm just showing a scan. You hit the tab button to launch out a scan. You can scan in any mode, but you don't have good scan controls unless you're in actual scan mode. If you hit the V key, it'll put you in scan mode. Or you can hit the middle mouse button and it will move between your various mining modes, scan modes, gun modes, that sort of stuff. We've launched a missile. I don't think it hits. It did not.
On shields.
He launched a flare, probably. There are different countermeasures for different types of missiles. You have flares and decoys. Now, that desync that we had has got us right here. And at first, I think it's making life a little more difficult for us, but ultimately it's going to make it easier for us. Because once we figure out where he's rubber banding, we can just sit there and shoot him through the rubber band. I'm a little surprised the damage stuck on him. Kind of fully expected that every time he rubbered band, he'd be back. All right. It started to recover, but it's too late for him. Down he goes.
Destroyed.
So now, sometimes these ships are going to have loot on them. As you get farther into the game and you have bigger ships, they might have cargo. Might be legitimate, might be drugs. Who knows? Sometimes you make a lot more money from the cargo in the ship than you did for the mission itself. I didn't talk about it or show it in this, but there are unverified missions as well where you can be the bad guy. And those are very much missions where you can make more money from the loot than you do from the mission. So I'm scanning him. I've moved into my scan mode. You can see we've got a little scan blinky thing on the left there that says 90 degrees. I can change how wide or narrow that scan arc is. I can't go wider than 90, but I can make it more narrow. Now, because of the desync, it's taken a little longer to get the scan, but it did just finish. Now we can look. There's no cargo, but we can see what components the ship has on it. It doesn't have anything special. And it doesn't even say that there's a pilot on it anymore. It might, under cargo, tell you the person's name and say whether they're deceased or not. All right. Now we're going to go ahead. I think we're going to take both of these. Something just beeped at me. I don't know if you guys heard it or not, but it beeped in my ears. All right. The beeping was my headset battery dying. So we're talking about what talked about before. You see that the verified bounty says very low risk target, single seater craft, manual support. That means he's in a ship. Preliminary bounty does not say that. It says he is at a derelict outpost. Derelict outposts usually are small kind of ruins on the surface. There's a couple different types of outposts on the planet, some of which are going to be bunkers like we were in before, where you go inside and you have to go down into it. Derelict outposts are usually just some ruins, towers, tents on the surface. Nobody's hiding inside. And so what you can do is you can fly in and shoot everybody with your ship. You don't have to get out. They're great, and you can do them in any starter ship. So this is a really good one. I don't remember which one we do first. Very low risk. So this is the guy in the ship. He's also over a derelict outpost. So he's flying above it. It does mean that there's not going to be any turrets on the ground, though, because if he's over at, say, a Nine Tails base, if they have a bunker like we were in before, those have turrets. And if it's a Nine Tails controlled bunker, those turrets will be shooting at you. So you'll be above the outpost, shooting, having dogfights, whatever. Meanwhile, the turrets are shooting at you as well. So you try to drag the guy out of the range of the turrets. But derelict outpost, no turrets, much safer. So we'll go ahead and warp in here, and then we'll see about dogfighting this guy. As be pretty much the same as what we just did a minute ago. We'll warp in, we'll come in hot under quantum drive, and then we'll switch to our SCM mode. I've also got work text messages scanning in while we're doing this. But I did get to play with my dog while changing the batteries. He came outside and wanted to play tug of war, play a little fetch, get some belly rubs. Got to have a little bit of that in your day.
Complete.
I don't remember what I'm checking here. Money? We're up to 130K. So we made a little bit of a profit. So once again, we're coming in hot. Scanning. Can't really see the planet's surface very well at night. It seems like every mission I get's always on the dark side. I don't think there's anything that makes that happen. I think it's just bad luck. But we've got the haze over the planet, so you need to pay attention to your altimeter. See that number dropping down. Fire off the occasional ping so you can get a good graphic indicator of where the planet is. I'm in scan mode. It shows no target. As you get in closer, oh, there we go. It found it. Well, I found something. But probably not what we're looking for. We should see IR, EM, and visual. Each of them will have their own number, or signal strength. And when we see that, we know we have a ship. Now, like I said, normally you fly in and it scans. We saw that. We got our scan. I'm going to narrow my scan here, I think, in a second. We'll see if I do so. Oh, you can see those numbers above it. Right, and now we get it. And there they are. So they're EM, so thermal, IR, infrared, and then a visual. So the bigger the ship, the bigger the number that will be.
Missile locked.
This guy's in the same thing we have for a starter ship. He's got a little Expedition Pisces, which means he's got 4 size 1 guns and a couple missiles. I'm holding off. You see that little blue triangle above the blue line in the top left? That's the range for our missiles. As long as we're in the blue, we're in range. I was trying to get close. We got a hit, but he also gets one out. I hit my countermeasures, but it didn't bite. So we also got hit. I haven't seen them use their missiles that way, maybe ever. They're really improving the AI, both for dogfighting, but also for FPS. Now I gotta make sure we don't crash into the planet here. He's having a bad day. That size 4 cannon is messing him up. I think at this point I just stop. Now he's moving slowly away from us. Now that the circle's turned red, that means we're out of effective range. We're going to still do something, but not as much. When it turns yellow and then green, you become more effective with your guns. And when they go gray and out, it's over. Now we're going to scan him again. See if he's got any loot. We're just watching him come down. He is crashed on the planet. That's how close to the surface we were. And there we go. Trying to finish the scan. It has all the same stuff ours has. There's no point in getting anything off of it. However, you do see that there's a deceased pilot. So we can go down and loot the pilot's body. Now, there's no market in pulling components off of ships. Because of the way the insurance plan works right now, it doesn't make sense. You just strip stuff off and then make an insurance claim and you just print free money. However, some ships do have legitimately better components than others. And so if you want to get those components for yourself, you can save a fair amount of money. So you can pull guns off or shields or whatever. So it's worth looking to see what ships kind of in your class might come with, say, military or stealth components. And then if you see those, you can strip those components off and add them to your ship and save some money. I don't remember what I'm trying to do here. Talking to you about setting some sort of hotkey. That's where you go to change your hotkeys. Hit escape, and then go to your commands, and then go to advanced commands, or key binding, and then advanced key binding. All right, there his body is. But we kind of fall through the top of the ship, similar to that problem we had with our own crate a few minutes ago. So I'm going to hop out, but you know what? I have a tractor beam. We'll just hoover his body out of there. He's sliding down the hill here. He doesn't have any loot, but he does have armor. Helmets are your best bet for selling stuff. We'll see that later. I do actually sell some stuff later, I think, in this mission. This episode, anyway. But you'll see that helmets for their size sell for the most money. Now, he has kind of one of the cool bandit helmets. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like here. It's a medium, so it's not better than what we have per se, but it looks cool, and sometimes that's all that matters. Just comparing stats there. Go back to our heavy helmet. Now we want to go check this other mission. Verify that I was correct. Notice that ship's not completely exploded, so we still see a red arrow down there. It can be a little distracting sometimes in fight. You've got 4 or 5 ships. If they don't blow up completely, you'll still see them flashing as an enemy. Go ahead and get up out of the gravity well. Or I think in this case, the atmosphere is what's supposed to be messing with your quantum drive. But in my head canon, it's the gravity well. Sometimes it's faster to just manually fly to someplace rather than to try to set a nav point. In this case, we have a bunch of stuff kind of all together, so it was hard to get that one location picked. So we just flew straight to the planet, and then we'll make a second flight over to the actual mission location. Assuming I can find it. Oh my god, they're just blowing up my phone. The manufacturing department bought a genset welder. So a big cool one. And I think they're talking about what type of trailer to make for it. I teach welding, and it's a little annoying that other departments are buying welders. But they want to be like us. And my department's doing well enough, I don't have to silo up and tell everybody else to get off my lawn. Oh, we're going to fly for a while. This didn't give us a quantum warp jump point. So we're having to fly the 500 kilometers or whatever manually. So we'll be back when we get there. And we're on our final descent. Make sure your seats and trays are in their upright position. Hand any loose items to your stewardess. Just a quick look trying to see what's down there, whether it's a ruin or whether it's an actual outpost. There's a ridge of mountains down here. Man, hearing my voice in my head really messes with me. I don't know how people work with the monitor. I mean, I'm sure you get used to it eventually, but I'm not used to it yet. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to aim for that low ridge there. That way, if there are turrets, we can hide behind the ridge. Then we can walk in if we decide we want to still do the mission. If you don't know what's out there, I always recommend this. And then we can peek the ridge, see if anybody shoots at us. Nope. We're okay. And from here I can see that it is not a bunker. It is in fact a set of ruins. And we can see the dude is walking around on the surface there. So we're just going to fly up and say hello with a size 4 cannon. It's about the size of one of those punt guns you used to see on boats that guys used for bird hunting. There's a Asgard there. It has crashed onto the planet and bouncing around in the trees. Physics is sometimes a little wonky. All right, there he is. I did put the landing gear so when I maneuver, I don't accidentally end up in those trees with the Asgard. If you hold the right mouse button, you can zoom in like this. You knew he wasn't dead because the label didn't go away. When it went away, we'd finished him. And you can see we got the bounty. Now I'm going to land and loot the body, but I'm not sure if everybody else is going to be hostile to me. So we're going to come in, be a little bit cautious when we get out. There's a dude standing right there. Doesn't seem to care. Maybe he didn't like that guy. Clearly he didn't owe him money or he'd be pissed. We'll just come down here.
Engines off.
Now if you're in a hurry, you could do what we did last time. Just tractor beam his body into the ship, close the door and loot him in here. Let the ship's shields protect you from random small arms fire. Now I do have the sub, it's not a sub, it's a light machine gun. Out just in case. Nobody's shooting at me though, so we'll go ahead and grab some loot. Some ammo, submachine gun. It did give it to me. I know it didn't disappear there, but you can see that it showed up in our inventory. That's a pretty common bug. And maybe we'll grab a little bit more armor. Grab the helmet because we don't have a lot of space. We're able to get the arms and the legs, but we're full. The undersuits aren't worth anything anyway. Whoops. Fell off the stairs. I haven't been drinking, honest. No, officer, you don't need to breathalyzer me. It's all good. Sure, I might have had one or two, but it was a long time ago. It was earlier. Beginning of the game. I'm fine now. Do have all the component cabinets open there. The only we have left is a call to arms. That one just pays you extra for any bad guys that you shoot that are immaterial to the mission you're on, potentially, but still wanted. Now we've opened that up, we can see that we have 3 regular bounty hunter missions. These all happen to be Bounty Hunters Guild, right? Because we did our training mission. And they're going to start with the very low risk, then moderate risk, high risk, very high. And you have to do X number of each type to open up the next level. It's like 10 of the first and then 20 of the next, something like that.
Shields off.
All right, we're going to fly back to base. And I don't feel like narrating, so we'll be back when we get there. And we're here on final approach. Try not to run into the space station.
Gear down.
Nice little shot of the Intrepid coming in. I'm glad I don't have to narrate these things after the video very often.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
I just opened everything, so saw the cargo containers opening back there,
Engines off.
but I was too lazy to open the door manually. So we're going to go ahead, we'll do a repair. Doesn't really matter, this ship doesn't belong to us. We could just let it disappear without ever fixing it. But I want to give you a realistic idea of what costs are when we do the missions, and so we'll pay for it. Now, in theory, if we walk away with the ship on the pad, when we come back, the ship should still be on the pad. I always scroll down the options, even though it's there on the screen. You just push the button directly. All right, we're hungry and thirsty, so I've taken my helmet off. And we'll get ourselves a Pips.
Yeah, I thought you might take it.
Apparently I looked thirsty. That's fine, because I am. Especially after narrating all this. Luckily, it's almost done. That one didn't quite get us to the top. So we're going to play the garbage can minigame. Hold the left button down to place it. And then grab another one. This time we'll go for an Energy T17. Works every time. Except when it doesn't. One more mini game. And then a dog. I think chili dog. Chili dog is always the answer. Now, it doesn't give us the option to eat us. It gives us the option to take a lethal takedown. But they're talking about murdering this chili dog. So if you just hold the left button, it will eat it. And we're good. I think now we want to go sell some stuff to give you an idea of what you're actually going to make if your ceilings don't eat your cargo containers. Speaking of things being murdered. Wonder how much YouTube appreciates me saying murder over and over in a YouTube video. Does that hurt my marketing? Do advertisers not like me as much? Don't know. But since this video isn't monetized, who cares? All right. We selected our backpack and sell. So now we're selling from the backpack. So you can see the helmet there is worth quite a bit more than the torso armor, despite the fact it takes up significantly less room. So collect the helmets and potentially guns. Leave everything else. Unless it's a suit you want. Sometimes it just looks cool and you want it. So we're going to sell this stuff off here. You can see our price. We're up to 151,000. Right? That's up about, what, 90,000 from where we started? So we're not doing too bad. Well, from where we very, very started. Right? We had our 10,000 for the package and then 50,000 for the referral. Something like that. So I will end this one here. Thanks for watching, guys. The next episode, we are going to do some cargo hauling and vehicle rental. We've made plenty. We can afford to rent a ship. And while we've handled our FPS and our bounty hunting faction unlocks, now it's time to unlock some factions for our cargo hauling. So I will see you then. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Cheers.